Hi, I'm Kevin Ireland with the Ogden Weaver Chamber of Commerce, and you're watching Chamber Chat. Today I have with me Andrea Bushman with Ogden City Animal Services. How are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
So tell me a little bit about the animal services and what you guys do.
We help mostly with domesticated animals, dogs, cats, occasionally bunnies, smaller critters like that. Sometimes
So the bunnies
birds.
get really out of control and you have to kind of go and take it over?
Bunnies are out of control every day. We mostly deal with dogs and cats, though.
Do you?
Yes, and most of our species that we deal with are pit bulls and chihuahuas, and some
Pit bulls and chihuahuas,
pit
really?
bulls and chihuahuas are frequent in Ogden City.
Really?
You would
That
never guess.
surprises me.
It does.
Pit bulls not so much, but the chihuahuas is a real surprise.
Really?
No, I'm being serious. No, really. I wouldn't guess that. I would have thought it would have been something more like maybe golden retrievers or Labradors or something along those lines, something a little more popular.
Not in Ogden City. Mostly
Really?
pit bulls and chihuahuas for the most part.
And so give me a normal day in the life of an animal services officer
Okay.
and what you typically go through.
We answer phone calls in the morning mostly. We
Okay.
send out 2 officers every day to patrol if we don't have any calls. We do get calls during the summer, though. We are high in volume on calls. So
Gotcha.
we have an officer out all day long.
So primarily it's people calling saying, hey, I saw a loose dog or I saw a
Yes.
stray cat or...
Yes, or we have a dog that's been running around the neighborhood and we have it confined, or sometimes we get animal attacks. Sometimes we get dead animals that we have to go and
Okay.
retrieve. But most of our animals are thankfully alive. And we get to
So
go
I have a
pick them
couple
up.
questions. So if it's not a domestic style animal, then what do people do?
We refer them to other companies. Raccoons, skunks, we don't deal with them. They're not domesticated. We don't have equipment for them.
Okay.
We refer them to private companies.
Okay.
Unfortunately, people don't like that, and we have to. They have to pay for it. So.
Gotcha.
Hopefully-
Then I know there's a gentleman who's actually a good friend of mine, Jim Dix, who has Reptile Rescue. So I know he does
reptiles. Yeah.
any kind of reptile that
Yes.
you come across.
We haven't come across any reptiles. If you can't prove that it's a domestic animal and it's slithering in your yard, then we don't have the equipment. We can't go out and
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
pick it up.
Gotcha. So if somebody does see a wild dog or a loose dog, let me say, or a cat, what's the procedure?
If the animal seems friendly, we ask the person to contain it in their yard or on a tether or a leash, something that makes it so we don't have to chase the dog around traffic or in and out of neighborhoods.
Okay.
Most of the time, the dogs are pretty friendly, cats are pretty friendly, and people can do that for us. If not, then we try our best to contain the animal ourselves, but we don't want to spend a lot of time chasing a dog down the street that
Sure.
we know is just going to end up getting into traffic and could cause hazards other ways.
So is there a phone number they can call or a website they can go to?
We have our own Facebook page that we post animals on frequently.
Okay.
Lost animals, found animals. We share a lot of that. And you can reach us at our office number,
What is that number, do you know?
801-629-8810.
So 629-8810.
8810, that's a direct line to
And they
us.
can just give you a buzz and say, hey, I got this dog, I
Yep.
captured it, doesn't have a license on it.
Yep,
Okay, come pick it up.
yep. And if we don't get out there fast enough for you, you can drop the dog off at the shelter.
At the shelter.
Yep, free of charge. They'll take it, no problem.
And where's the location? What's the address of that?
The 1375 North, 750 West.
Perfect.
Yep.
So any special events coming up in the next few months or in the spring?
We do. We have a 5K mud run that we're doing for
Oh.
animals and their owners, mostly for the animals.
Yeah.
And we're hopefully going to do the Bonneville shoreline. We're mapping out
Awesome.
sections, and then we're going to have a little obstacle course at the end.
And there'll be information on your Facebook page, I would assume?
There will be information. We'll probably put it out closer to December, let people know what's going
So
on.
what do you do with the dogs if somebody wants to adopt a dog or adopt a cat? Do you have a group that you work with or do you do that directly?
We go through the shelter.
Okay.
We take all of our animals there. They're housed there. They have to go through the shelter. If we wanted to, we contract with the shelter and we get different rescues involved that will
Gotcha.
take the animals so they're not all being hoarded at the shelter.
Right. Any important information people should know about in approaching a dog or a cat if they do find a stray in their areas to be mindful about when they're trying to capture that animal until you can come out there and rescue it?
If the dog seems friendly enough to let you come around it, get close enough and pet it, then you can approach it. If the dog is iffy and you think that it might end up biting you, we ask you to stay away from it just because it causes extra stress for the animal, as well as the dog has to go into quarantine for 10 days.
Gotcha.
And we don't have an owner right away, so
Gotcha.
if the dog seems somewhat friendly and approachable, then go ahead and try to contain it. If not, then just give us a call and we'll do it ourselves.
That's great.
Yes.
Anything else you'd like to tell us about your services?
We deal with mostly domestic animals.
Right.
Occasionally, we'll help out with what we can, but right now we're pretty short officers, and so hopefully we'll get fully staffed by the end of December.
Good.
And we can help out more than what we are doing now.
Perfect. Well, thanks so much for being here
It
today.
was nice to meet you.
And once again, I'm Kevin Ireland, and you're watching Chamber Chat.